Colin Dan here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Live, gbhblofficial.com for short. And there was a download festival announcement a day or two ago. The first announcement of 2020 for 2023's event, the 20-year anniversary of download. I think my first download was 2008 or 2009. I can't quite remember which one. I think I did like three in a row, and then I think Sonosphere came along, and then I swapped to that for a bit, and then I Bloodstock. And that was about it.
I think I've been to two. Well, we did a day in like 2015.
Yeah, the one where it rained with Slipknot's headliner, wasn't it?
Yeah, we ended up leaving because we were just like,
yeah, because we were there for the day. We weren't quite prepared for like the rainy weather as it might be on a weekend. Yeah, I think we've done we've been there twice in days with me and you. I think there was another one I vaguely remember. No, were we there for some of the weekend? Because I vaguely remember seeing Creeper quite early in the morning.
yeah, we stayed for like one day because we were with some people.
That's right. There it is. There it is. But you know, never say never. I've got like no dislike of download. I consider download the everything for everyone, anything for everyone kind of festival in regards to the rock, alternative, and metal sphere. Chances are, with the amount of bands they have over the weekend, you will easily be able to pull out 10 to 15 that are your jam. If you like on the heavier side of music, if you like the alternative and so on and so forth and all that. Obviously, with price increases, it has increased a lot. I think, you know, you've always got to be a little bit smarter about it, and most people are, whether or not it's for you, because obviously when a festival this size, repeat bookings, familiar bookings are always going to be the case. I don't always agree with the whole, oh, why is this band back again and stuff like that, particularly when it comes to headliners, because I think I know people and I know exactly what would happen. And the people screaming and shouting about the same headliners being booked would be the same people who scream and shout when those headliners aren't being booked because smaller bands are, and that sort of thing. So I don't think they can win in that regards. People have an expectation for the biggest bands in the world to headline the likes of Download. So it has to be that. Which brings us to what we're going to talk about first, the headliners. So obviously the big difference for Download 2023, Download 20 years 20th anniversary, is that it's spread over 4 days instead of 3. They're doing it for 4 days. So that, in theory, should mean 4 headliners. That's not the case. There is 3. However, one of them is kind of a special thing. And we will talk when we get to that whether or not we, I don't not agree with, but like how we feel about that. So we'll leave them to the end and just do the other 2 first. So returning for, I think must be their 4th or 5th time now. It's feeling like that. It's Slipknot, which is probably the most, the least well-kept secret. Because I know, I think a few days ago, a week before this, Slipknot put dates out that they were in Europe and stuff like that. And there was a convenient big hole where Download Weekend took place. And there were no UK dates. And you were like, well, that's probably there. So it is Slipknot. It is Slipknot. Obviously, the new album as well to promote and go on tour with. So it's not as though it's like a Slipknot, like, oh, it's just Slipknot again and doing the rounds a la Kiss or that kind of thing. Slipknot have a new album. Slipknot is still a relevant band. It's called Slipknot.
I mean, they don't really do much for me personally. Like, I wouldn't go on the Sunday to see Slipknot. But if I was there for the weekend, you know, I definitely go to see them. I think it'd be kind of a given. I haven't seen them since that, since last time, or not last time I was at Download, but when we were at Download and they were there.
Yeah.
But as a band, like, they don't do much for me personally. I don't have anything particularly against them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with me these days. I don't really love I have no love or hate for Slipknot. I enjoyed the new album a lot about it. There are elements I didn't enjoy, and so, like lots of people. But I do appreciate the fact that they always seem to be trying to move forward and adapt them with the times. So I got no things on that front. The other headliner, I do have maybe stronger feelings for, and it is Bring Me the Horizon. And this is going to be simple. You know, it is an opinion more than anything else. I just don't like this band. I've never really been into this band. It doesn't, whichever style they played, from the early days to the later later years, to the sort of going backwards stuff they've been doing. I've struggled to connect with Bring Me the Horizon, which is strange because a lot of their music I like from similar music I like from other bands. But I don't know, Bring Me the Horizon, I've just never connected with it. However, about fucking time they headlined this festival.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. I can't
Whether
believe
you
that
like
hasn't
them or
happened
not,
before.
you can look at that and go, fucking A, guys.
Yeah, about
Finally.
bloody time, no question. Yeah.
hmm I actually really like Bring Me the Horizon, especially the last couple releases. Really, I think they're a really strong band, and to see them up there is like fucking finally, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I think we're both in agreement on that. It's you might like them, you like them, I don't like them, but we are both in agreement that of course,
yeah, it makes sense.
absolutely. All right, and then to the third headliner, the one that is playing two of the nights, playing the Thursday and a Saturday, but promising two completely unique sets, so two different sets where no songs will be repeated. It's Metallica, one of the biggest bands in the entire world, not just in rock and metal, but in just music in general. Let's be serious here, people. It's been a long time, I know, since Metallica have played there. I completely understand why people are excited for this, of course, but I also understand why people are a little frustrated with this. And I think I get the frustration over the two-night thing. Two unique sets is still two Metallica sets. If you don't like Metallica, and there are plenty of people that do not like Metallica, 2 out of 4 your headliners, half the festival's headliners, is Metallica. I
Yeah,
don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really understand why Download have done this.
because they're popular, aren't they? They're like arguably the most popular metal band in the world.
Of course,
Um,
but do you understand what I mean? Is when you why isn't it just another fourth headliner?
yeah, I don't know either, but because I'm seeing some of the bands that are a bit lower on the bill that
Yeah.
have still got their logos that could easily have done that Thursday,
Yes.
namely like
Yes.
Ghost or Architects, like, and I
It
feel Architects I feel like would deserve that Thursday slot.
it almost like I know Download isn't doing the Bloodstock thing of the Thursday concert where it's 5 bands and a headliner, so it's a smaller set, but they could have easily done a more scaled down version of a normal day, and then that would have been justification for, if you want to call them smaller bands, to do that. I like Metallica. I love Metallica. I've grown up with Metallica and stuff like that. However, even I think 2 shows in the space of 3 days, Thursday to Saturday, even if it's completely different songs, unique sets, is egregious at best. The most I would be looking forward to these shows is that there's a high chance, I would at least potentially hear songs I don't normally get to hear from Metallica live, because they're not going to be able to just do their usual set of Enter Sandman and One and all of that. They're going to have to vary that up and throw in some deeper cuts. And that's at least something I think, well, there's something interesting. If you're a super fan, you kind of if you're a super fan, you kind of have to see them at Download both days because of what you might get to see.
Yeah,
But it
I
doesn't
agree.
excite me.
It doesn't. I mean, I don't really like them, to be honest. It feels so like it feels wrong to say, but
Of course.
because of obviously where they are, but I just don't like. I don't have any feeling for them. The songs I like, specifically ones I was shown when I was growing up. Very popular songs that are
Yeah.
in around the world. But like this, that does not excite me at all. It puts me off wanting to do the entire weekend. If I was considering it, that it puts me off massively. The 2 sets. If it was one, I'd be fine with it, but it's 2, so
It's half the weekend.
yeah.
Which if we're talking about like ticket sellers, for me, that's all the headline is, and I've got nothing to really excite me there personally. Slipknot, I'd see him if I was there. Bring Me the Horizon, I might be tempted to check out if there was nothing on elsewhere that I wanted to see. And I probably, because I was there, watch Metallica. But again, I might even be like, oh, is there something better elsewhere? Something I'm more interested. Something, dare I say, more like modern, like that kind of thing. That's what I'd be looking for. But that is the headliners, of course, super important. Headliners do not make a festival. Absolutely not. It's the undercard that is often the most important things of all. I could hate all the headliners of Down. I'd like dislike the bands massively, and I still would be like, well, just if the undercard is strong enough, that is more than enough reason to go. So let's talk about the next set of bands that were separated from the rest in the announcement, the ones that I guess Download perceive as more important, bigger, and stuff like that. You've already mentioned one. It's Architects. Architects, whether you believe or not that the last album helped or was like a good thing for them, I believe it helped their general popularity. You know, they're bigger for that reason. So it's Architects. I've seen Architects live before. I do like Architects a lot. I don't care for the last album. I can't even remember what the name of it was. What was it? Do you remember it?
A new moral low ground, or that song? No, the classic symptoms of a broken spirit.
Right, there we go. So I'm not like, you know, I'm not as big of a fan perhaps as I was a few years ago, but then I wouldn't have called myself a huge fan anyway. I enjoy Architects. If I was there, I'd probably go check them out. I'd expect something cool from them.
Yeah, they put on shows, you know, it's kind of what they do.
Yep.
I don't like the last two albums, but there's certain songs on both of them that I can pick out and enjoy, and also I enjoy a lot of their back catalogue.
Yep.
So I would definitely go to see them again.
Back catalogue would be for me too. I agree with that.
Yeah. But I do think they deserve to be where they are on this,
If
being
not,
so high. Yeah, if not higher, I think they're in a very good spot at the minute. So
agreed. Then we have Evanescence. Obviously, it's Evanescence, the band fronted by Amy Lee. I couldn't give a flying fudge about this band. Didn't care, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, their hits and their rise to prominence was during nu metal, during my youth. This should have been a band I got into. I never did, never cared for, and don't care for now. I wouldn't bother. I mean, even if there was nothing else on, I'd probably use that time to go get food, chill out for a bit and stuff like that. There's no like part of me. It's like, oh, we'll just go for a bit and maybe you'll hear some of the hits. I don't want to hear Bring Me to Life live. I don't want to hear it. I'm okay with never seeing this band live. That's my opinion.
It's so far out of like my age range.
Yeah.
I don't even know the hits.
Wake me up inside.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
That
Yes. Well, yeah, I know that one. But
there you go. You know the hits.
that's one. That's not.
No, there are. No, I'm being facetious here. There are more, but that's the hit.
Yeah. But even then, I wouldn't want to see it live. So.
Disturbed. Disturbed's a funny one for me. I'm 99% sure I've never seen Disturbed live. I can't imagine there would have been a scenario where I did see Disturbed live. So with that, I would probably go to see Disturbed live because I was a big fan of Disturbed on the release of the debut album, The Sickness. Weirdly, it's the only album I liked of theirs. I never liked what came out afterwards. And now when I hear The Sickness, I kind of cringe at certain songs. God, how bad, people, is Shout 2000, that cover? How bad is that song? Anyway, but I've never seen Disturbed live, so I probably would go check out some of it and decide if I was enjoying it or not.
Nah, I'm all right.
You know some of the songs, yeah, like Stupefying. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
fair enough. Placebo. Never cared for him. It's this as well. Never cared for this band. Obviously, massive band, but musically never really connected with me. Younger, I remember really disliking Brian Molko, whatever his last name is. Voice, really not enjoying it. However, I've never seen Placebo live, so just for the bucket list, I would probably go and check out a bit of it.
I just don't know them.
In fact, I remember I had the opportunity to see Placebo at, I think, maybe the last Sonosphere we ever did, full weekend. And Black Spiders were playing a smaller stage at the same time. So me and my wife, we went and saw Black Spiders instead, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Parkway Drive. Yeah, it's Parkway Drive. I know the new album is kind of splitting opinions about whether people like it or not, but there's enough on it that I enjoy. Plus the discography that they've got and the promise of a live show, I'd probably go check out Parkway Drive, provided it weren't clashing with someone else. The only thing that'd stop me, like making them a must-see, is because I've seen Parkway a few times in the last few years.
Yeah, I have certain thoughts and feelings about their last album.
Yep.
And obviously I had tickets to Alexandra Palace.
Yeah.
Saw Lorna Shore and Watch Sleep. They were great. Left 3 songs into Parkway Drive. And we're not good. It's like the show that they had brought was always impressive. It's not impressive anymore because they're still doing the same thing.
Right, I get you.
It's just fire.
Yep. Okay, no, that's fair. You've got more recent experience than I have. Yeah. But probably I think one of the bands not to be missed on a personal level, particularly based off their continued growth, their expansion of the shows, and the album release, it's Ghost. I think we are looking at one of the future headliners of Download itself here. Whether you like that or not, I think tough shit. It's going to happen. If they continue to grow, the new, whatever happens over the next couple of years, because the popularity just continues to increase, regardless of what music they put out. It seems whether you love it or you hate it, you are gonna have to deal with the rise and eventual domination of Ghost. Personally, I think the band are great. I still think they're great after album of the release. I don't always love all the music they do. I don't always love elements of Ghost, but I think this would be a hell of a fun and a really cool show at Download.
Yeah, I could definitely see them being a headliner at some point in the future, and I think they deserve it as well. They've been around for ages, clearly, working their asses off, trying to create something bigger than them. Yeah, I think it'd definitely be a band for me to check out. I don't think I've seen them live anywhere before. I don't think I have. It would have been at a festival.
Yeah, were you at the Bloodstock one? Were you when they headlined Bloodstock a few years ago? No, I think it was
Nah.
before your first time coming. Yeah, I've seen Ghost a few times. In fact, weirdly enough, I get to do that nerdy thing. I was seeing Ghost before all the rest of you fuckers. Well, most of you fuckers. I saw Ghost when they played alongside Gojira at Brixton Academy on some sort of like cheap ticket thing, and they only had one album out. Yet they were given a headline slot, and it was over an hour, and it was longer than the album was, and it was right funny bit of business. And I've seen Ghost at the Coco many years ago as well. So like, I've seen them in a few smaller venues. So it's quite a surprise to see them, coming this big. I saw them support Alice in Chains at Alexandria Palace in like, I think 2016 or 2014, one of those years.
Mm.
So yeah, I've seen Ghost a few times, but it's been a while. So for me, they are a kind of selling point for Download. Sticking with the big names, Alexion Fire, the post-hardcore kind of band. I never really cared for this band until I heard the new album, and it turns out I kind of enjoyed it. Otherness, I actually enjoyed it more than I thought it would. For some reason, I may have been getting Alexion Fire confused with other bands, but I had them more pegged as like a pop punkers, and then I was like, oh, that's not really what they are. I like this band. I've never seen them live. I'd probably want to check them out.
Not really that bothered. I think they're at Slam Dunk as well, so
oh, well, there we go then. There we go then. Perfect. All right, Pendulum. Oh my God, Pendulum. Right, so I'm going to do it. I think this band fucking stinks. I have never understood the appeal of this band. I saw Pendulum play at Download and like, oh God, like 2009, I think it was. And I remember standing there because some people I was with wanted to go and just being like, the fuck is this? I have no issue with the electronica sort of crossover stuff that Pendulum do. Lots of bands do that and do it great. I just do not understand why Pendulum are the ones kind of like up there. I just don't get it. I don't like them.
I have no feelings. I don't know who they are.
Which, well, that's amazing. But then I think the last of the big, it is last of the sort of ones with their own font on the poster. It's Within Temptation, symphonic metal. Sharon Del. I can't remember her full name. Vocalist. If you like things like Nightwish and you like other Evanescence is another band, a similar path, that sort of thing. It's not for me. I saw this band headline Bloodstock the same weekend when Trivium played. That weekend, I think like 2016. I can't remember the date. We didn't watch it to the end. We just watched like half an hour, I think, and me and my wife were just like, nah, not doing it for me. Yeah, I don't care for this band. Of the bands that we kind of lump into this category, the symphonic metal bands, for me, they're one of the worst.
Once again, I have no feelings.
Your symphonic metal is not for you, though, is it?
There's a couple more on
The symphonic metal is not for you, though, is it?
No, not really.
Well, I'm going off the Download, actual announcement on the website. So now they've lumped everyone else into an also appearing segment. So we're going to go through this and we'll stop when you hit a band you want to talk about, because there's quite a few that I don't really know about, but there's quite a few I care about quite a lot. Right. Alphabetically, as December falls.
I've heard of them. That's about it.
Asking Alexandria. Never really cared for them. I think they're okay at best. I would maybe check them out if I had nothing else going on.
No thoughts. I just
Okay.
yeah.
Aviva. Bambi Thug. Beauty School Dropout. I know the name, but I don't know if I know it because of the band or I know it from Grease, the movie.
Oh, I actually do know who they are.
Okay.
I think I met them at Slam Dunk. And they were like, come check us out. And I didn't do that.
Okay. Are they any good?
I don't know. I didn't check them out.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, I mean, I thought like maybe you checked them on record or something like that.
I've got a sticker. I've got one of their stickers on my computer.
Oh, I should probably get on that then.
Probably.
Behemoth, obviously black metal heavyweight. New album is a banger. It's weird to see them lumped in with this also appearing section.
Yeah, I would think they'd be a bit bigger or higher.
What? Yeah, and here's the thing. It does make me laugh, and I think it bears reminding when people need reminding about the size of our festival, the one we enjoy going to, Bloodstock and Download. Behemoth are multiple-time headliner of Bloodstock. This year, 2022, they were a headliner. Is that right? Yeah, they were, weren't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, they were.
Of course they were. They're Friday, weren't they? Yeah, so time makes you forget. But here, not only are they nowhere near the headline slot, they're lumped in the also appearing part of, I think that tells you the size of Download.
It's massive.
I like the band out. I do enjoy the band. However, I have seen them live a lot, and the new album probably wouldn't be enough for me to go check them out. You couldn't care less, right?
I don't know. I already don't care, and then I've seen them live recently, so I care even less.
Fair dues. Black Gold. Blind Channel. Bloody Wood. I missed them at Bloodstock. I think I was interviewing at the time, so I would like to check them out.
I saw them briefly, but it was like super hot, and it was quite early in the morning still, and I was like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, I'd like to check them out, so hopefully they pull in a big crowd there. Brutus. Crash Face.
I'd check them out, at least.
Crawlers.
I've also heard a lot about them, so I'd probably check them out too.
Okay, cool. Dead Sarah.
Don't know them.
Elvania.
No idea.
Nope, same. Enola Gay. The name rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you anything more about them than that.
Yeah, me neither.
The same with Fever 333. I've heard of them. Don't know.
I'd check them out.
Yeah, you check them out. Okay.
Yeah.
Fixation.
No idea.
Graphic Nature.
I'd be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good
One of my
cool
favorite
bands.
bands. No.
Didn't get to see them at Bloodstock because I was interviewing at the time, so I might check them out here, but I'm just not that big of a fan, truth be told. Hawks.
No idea.
Ingested. Fucking jested. Here we are talking. My God, this band kick all kinds of ass. I would definitely be up for Ingested. I Prevail. Yeah, I'd like to check them out. Don't think I've seen them live before, so I'd like to check I Prevail out.
Yeah, I'd watch I Prevail.
Cool. Hey, we'll go see that together. Jasmine Bean.
No. No idea.
Kid Bookie. It's funny how the website works. Up until maybe 3 months ago, I'd never heard of Kid Bookie. And then we got PR and stuff for his new EP. And I checked it out. And I thought, yeah, this guy's doing something that I find kind of like fun, crossover. And I think it's going to be like quite energetic and alive. Because of that, I'd be like, yeah, cool. Go check this out.
Cool.
Kid Capici.
I don't know.
Don't know either. Lake Malice.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of them. That's about it, though.
Okay, fair enough. My current #1 bucket list band to see live, Lorna Shore.
Have I seen them live before you?
I think so. Unless I've caught them when they were at a fest. Here's the thing with Lorna Shore. Up until the new album, I probably would have said, nah, never really going to give it much time. Deathcore, it's deathcore. The new album, probably at the moment, likely to be my number one album of the year. In fact, they might steal 2 spots, which is track of the year and album of the year. So, like, you kind of see it's a big deal to me. I didn't get to see them at Bloodstock because we were interviewing at the time.
I think it was like ridiculously hot at the time.
I think it was, yeah,
so
it was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I'm sure it was like about 4 or 5. And I think we had a big block on that day of about an hour's worth of interviews, one after another. So we missed them there. So right now, Lorna Shore are like my top priority to see it. When they announce their own shows, I'm there. You know, obviously, it's like download. That would be 100% go see. But I would actually prefer their own bloody show, so I get a good long set.
I mean, I saw them for half an hour, and that was fine for me.
Okay, all right.
At Alexandra Palace, of all places, massive stage. It seemed to swallow them a little bit, though.
Yeah.
I don't think they're quite there yet.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Mod Sun.
I know who Mod Sun is.
Okay.
I mean, I met the guy. It wasn't for me, though. It was with somebody else. I have no... It's one of those weird download bookings where it's like, you don't really fit in here, but sure.
Fair enough. It's downloaded, so it's all and everything, really. Monuments.
I'll check out some Monuments.
Yeah, so would I. Same here. I would also check out a bit of Motionless in White. Even though I'm not a fan overall, I think they do perfectly fine what they're in their world, in their bubble. And at a festival, the only way I'm going to see anything by Motionless in White is at a festival. I'm not paying to go see their shows, so I might as well check out at a festival.
Yeah, I'd check them out too. There's a couple songs I like, but I'd be like, yeah, I can get into that.
Agreed. Same with Municipal Waste. I enjoy Municipal Waste, the kind of thrashy stuff they do. It can be fun. It can be enjoyable. I wouldn't go out of my way, but I would, if there was nothing else going on that I really cared about. Yeah.
No real feelings about them.
Fair enough. Nothing, nowhere.
One of my mates won't shut up about them, so I'd probably go see them.
Okay, cool. Nova Twins are fine. I might out.
I checked Nova Twins out at Slam Dunk, and they were actually really fun, and I enjoyed them, so I'd go see them again.
Polaris. Yep, I enjoy Polaris. Yeah. Check them out.
Saw them live in September, and they were brilliant. I'd definitely go see them again.
Cool. Pupil Slicer. It's Pupil Slicer. I love this band.
Same. It's very fucking easy to be like, fucking Pupil Slicer.
Yep, and at the moment as well, even though I've seen them a lot live in recent times, I'm only ever really seeing them live in small sets, like 30 to 40 minutes. And this would be the case as well. So I don't feel like, oh my God, I've seen Pupil Slicer 4 times in a year. I've seen them too many times. At the moment, that's amounted to about an hour and a half's worth of live music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why more? Why not more? See that this band sucks. That's my word.
I don't know them.
Set It Off. I like
the name rings a bell, definitely. So I'd probably check them out.
Yeah, I like this band. I can enjoy them. Sim?
No idea.
No idea too. Simple Plan. It's not for me. Simple Plan has never been for me. It's not for me. Soen. Soen. This band's awesome.
Definitely. The name rings a bell, yeah.
Yeah, they played Bloodstock.
That'll be why then.
Soul Glow, and that's GLO.
The name once again rings a bell.
I wonder a lot of the times that these are bands we may have noticed on things like Slam Dunk and all that, and not really.
Yeah.
Thing. Stand Atlantic. Yeah. I don't really get into them.
I like enough of what they do that I'd definitely go see them.
And I've mentioned a few bands I think are must-sees for me personally. I've brought up Ghost before. I've mentioned Lorna Shore. And we now come to the next one. It is one of my favorite bands in the world, all based off a live showing that started when they were supported While She Sleeps many years ago, where everyone else I was around apparently thought they were shit. I thought they were fucking brilliant. And from that, it's grown with the new album release as well. It is the amazing, awesome Stray from the Path. This band kicks all kinds of ass. I would be there.
Yeah, they're great.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in a weird place in my music taste when we went to see While She Sleeps and they were spoiling. I think, given that show now, I would have been all fucking over it.
Yeah, it's funny that, because I remember you were more big into at the time Trash Boat.
Yeah.
And Trash Boat are fine. Still no complaint. That's not.
I still really like Trash Boat. I think they're better. They're a better band now. Straight from the Path though, fucking brilliant. Like. That's a must see.
Yeah.
If you're at Download next year, go see Straight from the Path. If you don't, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, most are going to be playing 30 minutes and so on, so you can easily do that. Taylor Acorn.
No idea.
Same, no idea. The Blackout. Don't care for them. Simple as that.
No idea. No idea.
And the Distillers. So this is kind of a bucket list band for me. Obviously, the Distillers were gone for such a long time. I wouldn't call myself a super fan, but I do enjoy some of their music. And I think it would be really cool, like, because this reunion probably isn't going to last forever. That's kind of why I'd go check them out.
No feelings.
The Meths.
Who?
The Meths.
No idea.
Nope, same. Terror. Yeah, bit of hardcore noise. I'm down with Terror.
I'd absolutely be down to see Terror.
Yep, great. 3 Days Grace. I'm struggling with 3 Days Grace. I can sometimes enjoy it, but kind of people keep telling me they're awesome, and I'm like, are they though awesome, or are they just a good band?
I don't know. Their name definitely rings a bell, but I could not honestly tell you one of their songs.
Fair enough. I'm going to skip over that band and do the last two and then come back to them because I want to talk a bit. The last two I don't know. VV, is that a VV or a W? I think it's VV, isn't it?
VV, yeah.
Yeah, VV. I don't know them.
Me neither.
And Witch Fever, don't know.
I have heard of them. There's actually, unless you're going back to this band.
I am going back to that band.
Okay. Witch Fever I do know, but only because Graphic Nature toured with them recently.
Okay, that's cool. They're good.
I don't know.
Oh, couldn't right, fair enough. But yeah, you figure if they're on the same tour, right, they must be doing something that you like.
Yeah.
And the reason why I jumped over this band and going back to them now is because I spoke about how Lorna Shore are basically my #1 bucket list band to see live right now. Here is the second. A band that I have, again, 99% sure I've never seen live, but definitely not seen live when I became such a huge fan of them. It is Touche Amore. I adore this band so much that I considered several times, asked my wife if I should, going and paying £50 for the Coed in Cambria tour because Touche Amore were playing it. But like the first band on. And it was like, I was so tempted several times. And eventually I was like, should I do it? She's like, no, come on, they'll play in their own shows and you're not going to pay that much money. And here's the thing, there was temptation as I do like Coed in Cambria too, but not as much as I enjoy Touche Amore. So so Touche Amore for me, although festival would be the least place, probably the least likely. I want to see Touche Amore at the Electric Ballroom or somewhere like that, nice and intimate enough, but big enough to be able to enjoy it without feeling squashed in and shit like that. But yeah, I love Touche Amore.
Yeah, I would say it's a must-see for this festival. They're a fucking brilliant band. I saw that and I was like, that's a big selling point for me because they are brilliant,
They are. It is something I agree with. And there you kind of have it. That's the current lineup, 60+ bands, which include all the headliners. Without going back through it, I think just by us talking through, we identified at least 10 to 15 bands that we'll either must see or we would go see. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, if you break that down to band per ticket price and all that, you've already got a festival to enjoy there without having to go too hard and heavy, let alone the bands that you might just check out of curiosity and the many more to be announced. Do you see how it works, people? Rather than bitching and moaning in the comment section about how that fucking band sucks and Download sucks now because it's not booking bands I like, do what we just did. Break it down. Do I want to see this band? Would I check this band out? What will I do when I'm there? When I'm exhausted because I've been on my feet 8 hours and I can't be bothered to move from a stage, will I end up checking out a band that I never would have previously? All this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you forget about a festival. There are so many more to come from Download as well. That's the thing. There are, 150?
This is the first announcement.
Exactly. There's so much more to come. Remember, the headliners, look at that undercard. There are some stunning bands on there across all those stages. You'll find something for you, unless you hate everything, then I don't know what to tell you. But there you go. That's our Download announcement 1 run through. You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do. You got any thoughts on the festival too? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?